as tempting as it is, I'm not going to go there today. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to make Tom go there. So, and what we're talking about here is my good friend, an incredible expert on financial matters of all kinds, the brilliant, the helpful, the wonderful, the kind, the gentle, the thoughtful, the understanding, Mr. Dave Ramsey, ladies and gentlemen. He's got another great one when it comes to investing, some great advice when it comes to investing. Dave, we are so impressed with your advice because we're a bunch of pikers. We are pikers. We suggest when you retire that there are only really a couple of ways to relatively safely potentially take money out of your portfolio and try to avoid running out of money before you croak. And so we've fallen back on the old standard, the chestnut, the rule of 4%, where you take out 4% of your portfolio each year, adjusted for inflation, versus, this is another one, kind of like it because we've run the numbers and it works really well. That is the 5% flexible rule, where you take out 5% of the assets in your portfolio every year, and that's your budget for the year. So if your portfolio goes down, well, your income's going to be lower. But ladies and gentlemen, he's outdone us all. He is just the most impressive man on the radio and on podcasts in the world. Dave Ramsey says, the heck with 4, the heck with 5. You can safely take out 8% per year.
Yeah, and
everything's solved.
It looks better. I'll say that. You spend a whole lot more money. So do you want to be called, according to Mr. Ramsey, a super nerd, stupid, or a goober? Which, because I'm going to use this on the show, which would you prefer?
I prefer, because of the Pyle family, I'm going to have to go, because I like the word super. It sounds like a hero.
No, stupid.
No, super nerd. I thought super nerd.
Super nerd, stupid, or goober.
I'm going with super nerd. I was giving you my reasoning.
I thought you'd go with goober for sure. Okay,
no, because of the connotations of Gomer and his brother Goober.
I hate to admit it, but between the two of us, you are cooler than me, so that makes me like super nerd, which I don't think but okay. All right, fine. You're going with super nerd. That's fine.
Well, because it has super in it, and I get a little symbol on my chest and a cape.
That's the point. Dave Ramsey says, this quote, if you're making 12% in good mutual funds and the S&P is averaging 11.8, and inflation the last 80 years is 4, if you make 12 and you need 4 in there for average inflation raises, that leaves you 8. 12 minus 4 equals 8.
Again,
so I'm pretty let me finish. I'm pretty comfortable.
Math. That's his simple math.
Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable drawing 8. What he says. Okay, that's his simple math. All right, but then other people in the industry dig into this and spend a whole bunch of time looking at the actual numbers.
Tom, the people in the industry, they include. Did you notice who wrote the article? One of them is Wade Pfau.
Yes, Mr. Pfau.
Which actually sounds like those little boxes with the stars on comic strips, where it's like zap, pow.
In our day, it was Batman. Now it's something else. I get it.
It's Wade pow.
All right. So they went and looked at all this. Now Wade recommends you divide your savings evenly between 4 American funds, which have had a good performance. They go through that, but then they walk through the actual numbers. Okay. So here we go. You have $1 million. It's December of 2000. All right. So
wait. I want to get my time frame. Yep. December of 2000. Mm-hmm. This is during the big .com era.
Yep.
Okay. I'm really excited
about
the market.
Big run up, and now you're at $1 million.
I'm so excited about the market. Yeah. Got it.
And you're going to take out $80,000. Right? Because you're taking out 8%.
Because I'm taking 8%. Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So 2001, your investments slipped by 7.5. You would draw the 80,000. You now have 850,592. All right. I'm not going to go through every line of this, but let's just.
There's some. Okay. Don't.
It's too much. Don't. You skip forward to 2008, right? Because this is a year that anybody over the age of 40 certainly remembers, probably over the age of 30. Your 4-fund portfolio falls by 37.3%. Remember, you're all in stocks. You got no bonds. This is all stock portfolio, right?
Got it.
At the end of the year, your portfolio, your $1 million portfolio in 2008 is now at $345,000. Part one, do you think you'll keep doing this? No, because I know people. Part two is,
But that's assuming you stick with it.
yep, you're sticking with it. Okay. The funds recover in 2009. You make 34%. That still only takes you, because you're taking out the 80 plus inflation, down to 336,000. All right. Bottom line, somewhere in the middle of 2013, guess what? You hit the big 00, nada, zilch, nothing.
You mean you ran out of money before you ran
ran
out of
money.
life?
Yeah, 13 years
Even
in.
though, wait a minute, what did all those funds make on average over that period? Do we know?
I did not run that number, but
Well,
it's
okay,
probably
let's
pretty decent. Well,
assume-
it was decent for a while and then poor for a while.
When was it?
2001 through 2013. You could run that number.
Was it January 1?
Yeah. And he says
through when?
Middle of 2013.
Oh, only to 2013?
That's it.
Wow. Okay, hold on.
13 years and your money's gone. And for those of you playing along at home, your retirement oftentimes will last longer than that, especially in today's world.
Well, and that's what's really interesting, because if you look at the returns of the S&P 500
in that period,
which is what those funds are kind of like, the funds he listed, they're large cap growth
fund, investment company.
So if you look at the returns for the S&P 500 from
January 1st,
2001 through December 31st, 2013.
Yes.
The average annual return. This is where average annual returns can be so deceptive.
Nothing.
It was 4.26.
Yeah. I mean, but
so you're drawing 8 in a period where it yielded 4.26.
And you're adding in for inflation, and you're getting those years when it goes down, you're drawing from a portfolio that's going down because you have no stability in it. Nothing. Zero.
Are you saying that Dave Ramsey is just horribly wrong?
No, because he says, and this is about you and I, stupid people put out low withdrawal rates. Stupid people put out low withdrawal rates.
But wait, that calculation done by Professor Wade Pafau shows that you ran out of money, and my S&P 500 numbers here show me if over that same period, if you withdrew 8%, you were withdrawing twice the average annual return. So
That's
Dave
a good point.
Was wrong.
When Dave goes on, he says, you put that into the dadgum community, and then people go, I don't have enough money. It's hopeless. I'll never be able to save enough to retire. $1 million should be able to create $80,000 of income for you, boys and girls, perpetually, forever. You should be able to pull $80,000 forever.
Yeah, here's the interesting problem with all of this. As a matter of fact, he's wrong in so many places that I'm just going to have to don the black hat again and suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous Ramseyites who for some reason think he is invincible and walks on water.
I was going to say that, but I wasn't sure we could. Okay.
I'm saying it. He says the S&P 500 made how much?
11.8.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I took the S&P 500 back to January 1st, 1928.
And you're one of the few people invested in it then.
Yeah. I go back to 1928.
Uh-huh.
And the equivalent of, because the S&P 500 didn't exist.
Well, different companies too, of course.
The equivalent of the S&P 500 made 9.9% per year on average over that period. But as we can see, in some of those periods, it made way less than that. And by the way, that way less lasted for a very long time. I want to look at that 20-year time frame on that S&P 500. Yeah. So let's say you got in January 1st, 2001 or December 31st, 2000, and you stayed for 20 years.
Yes.
And you didn't take anything out. Your $1 million would have grown at a rate of about 7.5% per year. You'd have $4 million.
Which would be great if you're looking at others. But if you start pulling the money out, whole different situation.
If we withdrew 8% per year over that same period of time, actually, we did okay. We're still losing.
That doesn't add in for inflation either, by the way.
Oh, I didn't add in for inflation.
Yeah.
You
know, this brings to mind this whole thing of that. It sounds very complicated, but it's worthy of discussion. Sequence of return risk.
Mm-hmm.
That people, you mentioned the fact that, you just make 11.8% a year. No, you don't. Because not everything goes straight up. It's not a line that goes straight up. It goes up, it goes down, it goes sideways. That's really lousy
why we
math.
love the 5% flexible rule.
Yeah.
Because it allows you to enjoy the fruits of your portfolio in good years. When you're up a lot and you take 5% out, it's going to be a much bigger check. As you like to say, that's your vacation to Hawaii year.
Bingo. Yeah. You could have
and
a
then
great
in
year.
other years, you got to tighten the belt and maybe you have to turn off Paramount Plus.
God, please.
Or
How much
Hulu.
is that? You just got me back on Hulu. And I'm
Hulu's
watching
great.
The Bear now. So anyway,
Dave Ramsey.
I'm not done. I'm not done with Dave.
Oh my God, he's still going.
No, I'm not done because you like the
come back.
flexible withdrawal, which I think is good. You know what I like out of this article, out of this discussion?
What?
I like a thing that starts with a B and ends with an S. It's called bonds. Yeah, bonds.
Bonds.
I'm not supposed to talk about that on this show. Bonds, because bonds help. I don't care what they've done the last 2 years.
Yeah, Dave's portfolio's got no bonds in it.
Number one, they are a completely different type of security. You want diversification, own stocks and bonds. Completely different. Number two, we've discussed this on this podcast previously. If you have a withdrawal somewhere, if you have a portfolio more moderate, 60,
like a 60-40.
Yeah. Guess what? It lasts longer because certain things go up and down. They don't all go up and down together, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the bottom line there. Number two, here's my other point. I'm going to defend Dave here. I hope that's going to be okay with you.
It's okay with me. I did. I said he was a great guy.
He's a great guy. I love what he talks about when he talks about debt, et cetera. And he is right in one regard. 8% might work, rather. We don't know. The only correct withdrawal rate we'll know is after you're dead. After I'm gone, you'll know whether my withdrawal rate was right. Otherwise, you won't know. You literally will not know.
Let me give you another, to your point about bonds being an important addition to the portfolio. I mentioned that over that period that Wade Pfau calculated this return to negative to running out of money, and with the S&P 500, that's 4.7% per year over that 13-year period. 4.7 if you just own stocks, if you just own the S&P 500. However, if you owned a portfolio that was the S&P 500 and the aggregate bond index, Tom, this is an interesting number.
Yeah.
You would have your average annual return would have been over 7%.
You mean
instead
bonds
of
made
over
money
4.5%, it would have been over 7.5%.
Now, I still wouldn't recommend drawing 8%. So
no. But what I'm saying is that points out the stability adding capability of bonds in those terrible stock markets, because no matter what anybody tells you, 2000 to 2010 was one of the worst periods the S&P 500 or its equivalent has ever had.
Yeah. Bad. Great stuff. Yeah. So thank you, Dave, for always giving us material.
Here's the thing. Please, if you want to listen to Dave, fine. It's fun. Yeah, it's fun to listen to. It's a little voyeurism when he yells at callers and tells them they're horrible, stupid people. But when it comes to investing advice, his level of competency is, low.
It's been questioned many times by many people.
And
I think
you should
just
listen stop
to
it.
I agree.
But he has too much invested in his his paid commissioned advisors who pay him money.
Good Lord,
to be on his show. Anyway,
that's bad.
Got any questions?
I do.
Do you have any debt questions? I'd like to pretend to be Dave Ramsey.
I don't have any debt questions.
No debt questions.
This one comes from Derek in Baltimore, Maryland. Do you ever feel sorry for Baltimore? It's kind of lost in the shadow of Washington, I think. I don't know. No,
I never really think about Baltimore.
That's what I'm just saying. That isn't that what he just said?
I never think about it.
Okay,
I don't really think about DC much either. So
try not to. Derek writes, "Hi Tom and Dunn, love the show. I have a fairly small
smirling. I got just a smirling of a little smirling of money over there.
Choking on the leftover turkey. I have a fairly small percentage of my portfolio in REITs, real estate investment trusts. Unfortunately, half of it, 30,000, is in a regular brokerage account, taxable account. Yeah, I know. I didn't realize this was a problem until recently. As I understand it, the dividends within the REIT are non-qualified and taxed as ordinary income.
Here's
my question. Here's my question. Should I sell this and invest in something more tax efficient?
Yes.
Yeah, no reason. If you're going to hold REITs, hold them in your IRA or your 401k or somewhere else. Absolutely. That's easy.
Yep.
That was easy. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And the likelihood is you may have lost some money on those things.
That he just said that. Yeah. I've owned this for a long time. As you might imagine, it's done poorly. I think they're still down year to date.
Money? Yeah, I think it is too. I haven't seen a recovery in REITs. That's what I'm saying. I think you may still have a loss.
I wouldn't be running out investing in office buildings right now. But
if you have a loss, that is going to be good for your tax situation.
Thank you for that. This comes from Marty in Barbersville, West Virginia. Do you know Barbersville?
Well, that's not far from where Dave Ramsey lives in Tennessee.
Oh,
it's not far from Tennessee.
Well, he wrote us instead of Dave.
Yeah,
hey, Tom and Don. Great info every day. Keep up the great work. I invest in my TSP, the Thrift Savings Plan, for my retirement account, currently at 40% in the C fund, 40% in the S fund, and 20% in the I fund. So the I is international, right? The S is small, and the C is...
I would switch this baby up.
The C.
What did he ask? Did he ask a question?
Yeah, I got to remember what the C fund is.
That's the S&P 500, sir.
Okay, so it's 40. So it's heavily
40,
U.S.
20.
All right. Anyway, I got an email from the TSP folks. They're changing the I fund index and wonder if you have an opinion on it. It seems better diversified from their description, but I can't find a ticker. Blah blah blah. Here we go. The I fund currently tracks the MSCI Europe, Australia, and Far East. Australasia, thank you. And Far East AFA Index.
Yeah.
The board selected the MSC All Country Index, ex-US, ex-China, ex-Hong Kong.
Perfect.
So that's a little more diversified.
Yeah.
I think that sounds like a better fund to me.
Bingo. And here's what I would do. I think it's great.
You change the asset allocation.
I would totally change this asset allocation.
I knew you were going there. Yeah.
30-30-30.
There you go. Piece of cake. Why not?
30-30-30.
Sure. A little more small
you
exposure.
Are under, well, as a matter of fact, I might even go, man, would I go that far?
No, I think that works. I'm not adding your small, you're making your international.
Their allocation is still like, that makes it still way over 60% U.S.
No, it makes it exactly 60%.
No, because the small is all U.S.
70-30, 70-30. Yeah. 30-30-30, by the way, is only 90.
Well, that's all he has. Oh, no. Okay. I'm sorry. He has 40-40-20. Yeah. So I would go 30-30-40.
Okay. So now you're 60-40. That's perfect.
Yep.
You're 40% international, 30% small, 30% large U.S. That's good.
That's what I do.
Okay. Yeah. So no, we don't think that's a big deal on that change there with the international fund. In fact, you're going to have a little more exposure to emerging markets under that arrangement, I believe. Right?
All right.
Which have been another lousy performer, but hopefully they turn around sometime. Actually, this year they haven't been horrible. So last 10 years, not so much.
Okay, so are we ready to give way to the Ramsey show and let people now
he's
move
waiting
on to that podcast?
Oh, I thought he's waving. That's not a
Ramsey
wave.
show
no,
anymore.
The Ramsey show. Yeah. So we could be acolytes. We could be people. Tom
we could,
Ramsey,
but we
Don
won't.
Ramsey. Oh, sorry. Okay, just putting that out there.
Let me just tell you.
That's it.
If I had to give the financial advice, the investing advice that Dave, let me just be. This is probably the best. If they were to offer me,
how much?
$1 million a year, to sit in that chair, but I would have to give the same investing advice Dave Ramsey gives, I would refuse the job.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is Don in the white hat, not black hat this day. So
I would not give the investing advice he gives.
Yeah,
there is not enough money.
I agree.
I would not do it. I will not. I would never do it.
Are you waiting for the call? Is it coming
10
soon?
$10 million. Dave, offer me 10. I'd still turn it down.
Okay. All right. Well, there it goes.
I would. It's not, the money.
Get me in that anchor chair. It's got the big Dave Ramsey thing behind you on the wall. Pretty fancy.
Well, okay, wait. Is it
Nice.
the Dave Ramsey massaging anchor chair? If it's that,
Auto massage.
maybe.
I've never really watched the TV show, so I don't know.
Everybody.
I will say this about Dave. He's in my news feed every day. I don't know how he does it, but they're there every single day. Drives me
Great
crazy.
PR people.
Oh, something. But yeah. So no, the investing advice, not so much.
You do it.
No, I do it for the million.
Yeah. See, I know you'd do it. But I wouldn't. I would not.
Kidding.
You would too.
Wouldn't do it.
Are you kidding?
I wouldn't do it.
You got so many extra expenses now.
That's a good point.
Anyway, thank you all for being a part of what we do here, whatever we call it.
Yeah.
We're going to basically be talking about money, and we're going to keep doing it almost every day. And you can join us on your favorite podcast service. You can also get some free, honestly, I know, hard to believe, isn't it? We'll give you help managing your money for free. No obligation, no sales pitch.
No black hat, no white hat.
No. Now, we won't manage your portfolio for the rest of your life for free. That would just be stupid. And we're not stupid, but we are helpful.
We are goobers.
Tom is a goober.
I
am a super nerd.
I guess that makes sense.
All you have to do is go to talkingrealmoney.com and click on the Meet an Advisor button to set up an appointment. Somebody will meet with you, period.
I got to look it up. Wait, before we
What?
sign off, I want to make sure I know what a goober is. I'm not sure I know.
I think it refers
gonna
to
hurt my
peanuts. I do. I think because they used to call them
It's
goober
a freshly
peas.
roasted peanut, generously
used to-
covered. This
yeah.
does sound like me. Generously covered in creamy Nestle milk chocolate. Okay, I'm good.
Peanut.
But how can a person be a goober? I mean, they're messy. Is that what they're like? Kind of the
No.
chocolate fall
I don't
off
know
there?
why, but my aunt, who used to sing all kinds of weird folk songs, used
Yeah.
to sing,
What?
"Eating goober peas, goodness how delicious! Eating goober peas, goober peas, eating goober peas."
Ow.
Yeah, that's the song.
Okay. All right. Good. Thanks.
Mhm.
I guess I'll be a goober rather than a super nerd. So I'm okay
Goober
with that.
peas. And now we're going away and talking real monies. I just invented that just now.
Pretty doggone good, I got to say.
The opinions and views expressed on this podcast were current on the date recorded. Opinions, estimates, forecasts, and statements of financial market trends that are based on current market conditions constitute our judgment and are subject to change without notice, including any forward-looking estimates or statements which are based on certain expectations and assumptions. Although information and opinions given have been obtained from or based on sources believed to be reliable, no warranty or representation is made as to their correctness, completeness, or accuracy. Information presented on the podcast is not personalized investment advice from Appella Wealth. The views and strategies described may not be suitable for everyone. This podcast does not identify all the risks, direct or indirect, or other considerations which might be material to you when entering any financial transaction. Past performance does not guarantee future results, and profitable results cannot be guaranteed. We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for informational, educational, and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. The podcast is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Appella Wealth, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Please see Appella Wealth's ADV Part 2A on our website for information regarding Appella's fees and services. Appella Capital, LLC, DBA Appella Wealth, is an investment advisory firm registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission. The firm only transacts business in the states where it is properly registered or excluded or exempt from registration requirements. Registration with the SEC or any state securities authority does not imply a certain level of skill or training. Appella does not provide tax or legal advice, and nothing either stated or implied here should be inferred as providing such advice. Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and important disclosure related to performance of any specific index or fund quoted in this podcast. Is anybody still listening?